For this tutorial you will need your selected yarn. I'm using Karen Simply Soft in Ombre just because this will create a really nice colour variation throughout your work, but you could use something like the Stylecraft Cabaret, which also does the same thing, just kind of variegated yarn, but you could also equally just use a simple yarn, just one colour. The choice is yours. You will need a crochet hook to match your particular yarn, a pair of scissors to tie off your end, and then a darning needle to sew in your end. You're going to begin by creating your slip knot, and you can do this in whichever method you prefer. You're going to insert your hook, and we're going to start off by chaining 8. So that's yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. What we're now going to do is create a circle, and you're going to insert your hook into that very first chain. You're going to grab the yarn and pull it through both of those loops on the hook. That is a slip stitch, and this is going to form your very first circle. So what we're going to do now is chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Those 3 chains are going to class as a stitch, and we're going to do a further 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the 3 is classing as a stitch, and then we have a chain 5, so we have 8 in total. What we're going to do now is we're going to insert our hook into the very centre of this circle, grab the yarn and pull it through. You'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then grab the yarn and pull through both loops on the hook. That is a double crochet, but remember I'm working in UK terms. In the US that is known as a single crochet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then I'm going to work again into this original circle. So at the moment you can see that we have a circle here and a circle here. And at this point we're going to locate the 3rd chain from the bottom. So if we see where these circles connect, we have a chain here, a chain here and a chain here. So we're actually going to do a double treble crochet into this 3rd chain. So locate where that 3rd chain is to begin with, and then we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into that 3rd chain, grab the yarn and pull it through. You'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, and yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. So that in the US is known as a treble crochet. We're then going to chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, turn the work. So as you're looking at the work here, we have 2 larger circles and then a smaller one at the bottom. This smallest one at the bottom is the very peak or the very tip of our shawl. And we're going to do exactly the same thing as what we've done before. So this is counting as our first stitch, and then we're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we're going to do is locate this first circle, which is what we're working off, and we're going to do a double crochet into that circle, like so. We're then going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do a double crochet into the next circle. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, locate the 3rd chain from this bottom stitch here. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do your double treble into that chain. So pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we now have our first, second, and third row. From here on out, you're actually just going to do the same thing, but you're going to do more double crochets into the circles, because each row that you build, you'll have one extra circle. So we're going to begin by chaining 8, so that consists of the 3 that count as your stitch, and then the 5 that is the actual chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Turn the work. You're going to do your double crochet into this first circle, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into this next circle, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into the next one, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to finish with that double treble into the third chain from this bottom stitch here. 1, 2, 3. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, grab the yarn, pull through. You'll have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So hopefully now you're seeing this pattern starting to develop. So we're going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn the work, do a double crochet into that first circle, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet, chain 5, double crochet, chain 5, double crochet, chain 5, and double treble into the third loop from the bottom. So as you build, you will get one extra circle on each row. If you want to pause the video and keep working that pattern, I'm going to build a little more so that you can see what it begins to look like, and then I'll show you how you can finish off your shawl and make it a little bit sturdier around the edges. So this is what the pattern starts to look like as it's building, and as you can see with the variegated yarn, it kind of just adds those different tones throughout the work, and it just takes a little bit of the footwork out for you, so that you don't have to worry about changing colours. But as I say, this looks equally as nice just in one full solid colour. Now some people might want to leave their shawl just like this, but other people will want to actually make the edges a little bit more sturdy. So I'm going to show you how you can do that now. So as I've just finished this corner here, I am actually going to chain 1 and then turn my work so that I'm working along the very top edge. And all I'm going to do is do 5 double crochets into this space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to move my way over into the next space. So just going straight over into there and doing again 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then move straight over into the next one. So 5 double crochets, single if you're in the US, across the top of your work. So go ahead, pause the video, work your way to the opposite side, and I'll show you how to work around the corner and down the edge. I shall see you in a moment. So I've now worked my way along this top edge, and it actually creates quite a nice scalloped kind of look, which I think lends itself quite nicely to the almost shell shapes of these. So I've just done my last 5 treble crochets in this corner, and I'm actually going to do or start working down the edge of the work, and I'm going to do an additional 5 in this corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And what this consists of is 1 for the corner and 4 down the side, because down these side pieces now, instead of doing 5 double crochets, we're just going to do 4 into each space. So that was 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then move into the next space and do 1, 2, 3 and 4. So pause the video, work your way right down the edge, and meet me back once you've got to this last section just here, and I'll show you what to do from there. So this is what my edge is looking like. I've now got to the very tip of my shawl, and in this tip piece we are actually going to just do 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and because that is the tip piece, it just makes it go around the edge nicely. So now you're working your way back up the edge, and you're going to do exactly the same as the other side, so 4 double crochets in each space. Pause the video and meet me back once you get to this very last space, and I'll show you how to finish off your work. So now you've got to your very last corner. If you remember, we started off by doing 5 double crochets into this corner, and in the opposite top corner we actually did 10 in total. So all we need to do now is just complete these 10 by doing 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You want to locate your very first stitch, and you're going to put your hook underneath that stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through for a slip stitch, yarn over, pull through. You're going to grab your scissors, snip off your yarn and then pull that out, and then all that's left to do is just sew your end into your work. So you will also want to sew this original thread into your work as well, and you might want to consider blocking your work just so it sits a little bit neater, but if it's a shawl then often it's going round you anyway, so whether you block it or not is totally your choice. Obviously if I'd have gone bigger with this blanket, we would have introduced this darker colour into it as well. At the moment it looks like there's quite a big block of this colour, but that would actually work itself out as you went around the shawl or as you went bigger. But I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to keep up to date with any of my latest videos, and don't forget to tap that bell button so that you get a notification every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!